Hi guys, welcome to my first video on Godfather Family Dynasty, the mobile game. In this first video I'd like to give you an overview of the different buildings, blocks and things you can do on the screen that you are seeing when you first log in, which is the city overview, let's call it that. So let's start with the buildings on top, these ones. These are called blocks. Some of these blocks, as you can see over here, are every now and then occupied by so-called green block gangs or blue block gangs. You can beat them in order to regain the block and also in order to gain experience points for your capos. But let's start with the purpose of these blocks. In total, there's 6 different block types. There's one block type that increases population, one for wood, one for steel, one for cash, and one for oil production. Let's have a look at this one. This block, as you can see, is for wood production, and it gives me, as you can see down here, 1865 wood per hour. The wood blocks always come with 2 different types of buildings within them. You, on one hand, have the wood production itself, and you've got a warehouse. The same applies to cash, to oil, to steel. The only difference is that cash comes with cash production and a vault and not a warehouse. That's the only difference. But if you think about it, it makes sense. On one hand, you've got the production, and on the other hand, you need something where you can store all the stuff that has been produced. As you can see, there's different levels. In order to gain all of the blocks you have and the buildings within, you need to fight off these green or blue block gangs once, and then you can basically level up or receive and attack and own all the different buildings within. So here, as you can see, there's another wood production that I don't own yet. It has a seize button. Down here you see a couple of more levels which are unopened. They will open up once you upgrade your mansion, once you upgrade the different wood buildings within the block. But this one I could seize right now, attack it, and then I've got an additional production. I will go into more detail on this later on. I just want to touch base on all of the different blocks and their purpose. So like I said, this one is for population. Also, as you can see, this one gives me 81 unemployed workers per day, which really comes into comes in handy when you want to train button men, or let's call them soldiers. In order to train your button men, you need unemployed workers. Otherwise, this is basically your button man production, if you want to call it like that. Also, you can see down here, there's another one that I don't own yet. So what I recommend is going through all of your different blocks on a regular basis, clicking them, checking out if you own all of them, and if you don't, then you better attack and seize them. Like I said, this one is for cash, gives me roughly 3.5 grand per hour, and like I said, it comes with a vault instead of a warehouse, but that's just a naming thing. So these are for the blocks. As you can see, there's a couple of blocks grayed out, like this one, and it tells you need a mansion level 13. So once you grow up your buildings, and once you grow up your mansion, etc., you will gain more possibilities to own additional blocks. Overall, there's nothing you can mess up. So feel free to click on, for example, this icon in order to gain more information. As you can see here, you've got a brief description about the purpose of this building. You can see what you get when you upgrade it. We will come to that in a second, and that's basically it. So as the tutorial of the game stops at a very early stage from my point of view, I wanted to give you a brief introduction. Let's talk about the block Q, which is this icon in the upper left corner. If we click that, you can see this is the block Q. As I just mentioned, you've got different buildings within a block, so you can upgrade them. For example, the sawmill, you can upgrade this one to level 2, which tells us once we did that, we won't have 480 wood per hour, we'll get an additional 160. Let's do that. You can ask your family brothers for help. That's the block queue. Another icon we have here is for occupied blocks. If we click that, you will occupy blocks if you attack other players' cities, and if you are successful, there's a certain chance that you can occupy one of their blocks. As we can see here, that's the player name, and this is the resource type I'm getting. So different players, but both times I was getting a wood block, so I can click the collect buttons, and this is giving me, basically I'm leeching wood of the other player which I defeated. So what else we got? Let's take a look at this one just quickly. That's the so-called laboratory. This is used also, as it says down here, this is used to upgrade already equipped items by your capos. We will go into more detail on how to do that and the different requirements later on. Another building you can see on the city overview is the so-called Mixed Martial Arts Studio, this one. In the Mixed Martial Arts Studios you can play or defeat other players. You will gain points for that. You can spend these points to receive skill fragments later on. But again, we will touch base on all of the different buildings in additional videos and do a deep dive. This one is the nightclub. The nightclub, as you can see, grants you free drinks on a regular basis. Let's get this one quickly. As you can see, nice purple skill fragment. I will deep dive later on in additional videos on what you can do with these, but I just want to recommend to check back. Here you can see this is refreshing in 10 minutes, and in 10 minutes I can get an additional free drink and a chance to get an additional skill fragment. Like I said, I'm just touching base on all the different buildings. I will do a more detailed step later on. What else we got? We've got the department store down here. In the department store you have the chance to purchase skill fragments or boosts, item boosts for gold. So also this is refreshing every couple of hours. So right now there's nothing in here which I would buy or recommend buying. I don't need anything, but it's useful to check every now and then. Sometimes you have the luck to get capo skill items, which are very, let's say, very rare and very useful. Down here you've got the wharf. Again, in this one you can, instead of buying them for gold, you can buy them for resources, for wood, or for cash. You can buy boosts, you can buy experience books for your capos, and also, this is the more important thing, or more interesting, as you can see up here, there's some kind of special item on sale each day. This one, the wine fragment, is a capo hobby item. I will go into more detail on that in a later video, but these are very important to get and very rare. So you see, you can refresh the whole page with all items 5 times for free. If we scroll down, we see the available wine item is not really available right now. Let's try our luck. Refresh. It's not in there. Nope, still not. And we've been lucky. There it is. So I would really recommend getting this one. We've got another 2 refreshes. There's another one. Quite nice. Kind of expensive, but still I would recommend getting it. That's about it for the wharf. Let's see. What else we got? We've got the